Well, would you look at this? Another thing on my list. Now I got to pull that off and take it into the tire shop. And then 10 minutes after I noticed the tire leaking hydro weight on my tractor, I discovered this. Some days it just don't pay to get out of bed. What's old Waylon doing, you might ask yourselves? Well, this is painstakingly slow. It takes forever. I'm making Pappy's organic raisins. And I'm making these for my grandkids. The thing is, I believe that about the most loving gift you can give someone is the gift of your time. And we're all in such a big hurry nowadays. And I do love my kids.
Okay, Waylon, that's enough with the philosophical crap. Let's get on with these cars and stuff around here.
I don't think One Lonely Farmer or Mr. Heavy Chevy would hire me as an equipment operator, but it's good enough for parking these old rat rods on. I think that'll be just fine. I got such a slope to this, and when I pour concrete, I'm going to have a step down. I might build up this first bay pretty good, or bring it down. Probably bring it down on that end and level it and pour that one, and then do the same thing, step down. I don't know, it's going to be a foot or more, and then level it out down to here. So yeah, I wish it was level enough to do a full slab, but I don't think it's going to work that way. Anyway, that's good parking for these old rat rods. I love it. Well, I think we're just about ready. Brought some chairs out, went and rounded up a bunch of lawn chairs. Kerwood's bringing up a couple more chairs. We had another confirmation, the guy's bringing his dad, and then another guy. So we're up to 22 now that we know of. It might be here. Hairy-legged old hot rodders. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Now we all know what's going to happen.
Oh, Bernice gonna get all liquored up tonight, start doing lap dances and stuff. It's gonna be wild. Probably put some more seating back there, a couple more over here, and a bench over here, and oh, we're ready to just have pie and ice cream and have a good time. Kerwood's, he's got 4 pies, I think he said. I think we've got 2 gallons of ice cream coming. Whew, gonna be a dandy. Wish y'all could be here. Hairy-legged old hot rodders.
So that's before I got the walls up.
Every evening I check on that, see what's new, see where he's going or where he's taking.
And that's me trying to figure out the drive up.
What are you doing over there, Warren? Get away from Bernice. You're married. You're a married man now. Now this is what hot rodding's all about. You have a bunch of guys over for pie and coffee, and we wind up working on a rig. Got pulled in here because he's got a squeaky belt. We're gonna look into it.
Okay, the young man that owns this truck went to school with my son. He'd be 33 years old, I guess. And before he brought that truck in, he was sitting there telling me about this squeaky power steering belt. He said, I've isolated it, I can spray brake clean on it, and it'll quiet down for a minute, and then it comes right back. So he knows which belt it is. But my first question was, have you put some soap on it? He goes, no, I never thought about putting soap on it. And I go, well, might want to put some soap on it. And we talked a while, and I said, well, bring it in here. Let's see if we can figure it out, you know. That's what this is all about. So he brought it in and tried tightening it. I got all the tools for him and everything. He tightened it. And in the meantime, that's his dad standing on the other side of the truck there. And his dad went in Victor's little apartment here, and he started looking around. Pretty soon he come out with a bar of soap, and he rubbed some soap on that thing, because he knows that too, you know. He's an old school guy like me. And we said, fire it up, Chris, and he fired it up, and it was quiet as it could be. Now, I don't know how long it'll last. He knows the real remedy, he feels, is to get a shorter belt, and he's kind of running out of room to tighten it, but he'll get it. Anyway, he got out of the truck. He said, there's no school like the old school.
If I center the rockabilly right between the posts, I can put 2 rigs on each side of it, and that allows me to park 7 rigs in that 3-bay shed instead of 6. That old truck's one of the best running rigs I've got. Well, the rigs I know I'm not going to drive during the winter, I put out on the far stall there because that's the hardest place to get into. And my daily driver I'll put down on this end. Since the shed's still open, it's easy to kind of crowd things a little and still get the door open and get out. But hoping that'll change next year. I hope to box that puppy in next year. All right, next. Good night, boys and girls. Well, I got lucky on this tire. I guess it just knocked it off the bead, not all the way off, but enough to lose the air out of it, because when I took my portable tank out there and shot some air in it, it popped and went right back on the bead. So I brought it around here and put the maximum amount of PSI in it and let it sit here overnight. And you know, I came out here and built a little campfire, and I sat out here and I watched it all night long, and it did not go down at all that I can tell. But I'm going to put a gauge on it just to make sure. But I think we're good to go. I love it when things fix themselves. Well, it's 34 degrees this morning. It's supposed to be 16 tonight. Saw Chevaholic on Instagram posted a picture of orange peel with snow on him. My first thought was, I woke up this morning, was, well, I gotta go out there and it's cold. I gotta go out there and jack up that tractor and change the tire. And then my next thought was, you know, Ken, that's really silly. Just bring it in here in the shop and do it. You know, all I have to do is back out the Dojulac. I think I got those arms set a bolt right. We'll see. Bring it in here and do it the easy way. You know, you get older, you start figuring out more and more ways to do it the easy way. Look at that. Not that I'm getting older or anything, but you know what I'm saying. All right, that tire's off the ground. Didn't take much, did it? Ha! Most people don't know this, but before me and our Pete got separated at birth, they took us in and had us tested. They said we was both borderline genius. I think that's what it was. Probably. Come on, I'm starting to doubt that one. We have to put that on the ground and break them loose. I probably should have done that first, but
You know, that Genius thing kicked in and I didn't do that. Now my battery's dead.
Tain't one thing, it's another, ain't it?
I've got a hair impact here that I used for years and years before I got these, but you know, these things seem to do just about as good a job, I think. I don't know, what do you guys think? Leave comments about that. If you've set up and done a clinical test on that, let me know. Of course, I could have squirted it yesterday with a little creep, you know, some crow. But that was that Genius thing again. I didn't do that. All kinds of genius moves going on around here. But we'll muddle through. We've been getting by for many, many years. Look at that. Get out of there. Did you come out? Oh. There you go. All right. I will snug them down when I put them back on. Torque them down a little bit. Okay, fella, you're going to town. You're going to take a little trip.
You know, I had some awfully nice comments, wonderful, wonderful, warm and friendly and supportive comments when I said there was a lot of thumbs down on the music video that I put up, but that wasn't my point. I mean, I appreciate all the concern and everybody wishing me well and saying hang in there and do what you, but that wasn't my point. My point is I don't care about the thumbs down. My point was that even if they're putting the thumbs down on the video, they're still watching, ain't they? That was my point. And so I'm like a bad accident. They just can't help themselves. They just have to look.
I had to wait in town for 3 hours to get my tire because they were slammed today. It's harvest time. There's trucks on the road all day long hauling this fruit into the packing facilities from the orchards, and they had trucks. They were buried. So obviously this was not priority. But the good news is they didn't charge me anything because it's where I bought my tires. But I had mentioned the other day, it was kind of funny when I thought about it, I mentioned that my tractor tire was leaking hydro weight. Well, hydro weight is what they used back in the 70s. I worked on a fairly large orchard here in the mid to late 70s, and they had just gotten, while I was there, they got their own hydro weight plant where they could pump, or plant, or system, I should say. It was a big tank and pump and all that. And so they could do their own. They had a lot of tractors, so they could do their own tractor tires and put the weight in them. So I just, that was in my mind. I called it hydro weight. But I didn't know. I was curious about what they actually use. When I thought about it, I go, that's not hydro weight, you know. But before that, they used calcium. That's what I remember. And if calcium started leaking like that, it'd eat the wheel up. But all they had to do on this, just replace the valve stem. It was just a bad valve stem. So it was no big deal. But I asked the guy he was pumping one. He was filling a big tractor tire, or a rear tire, while I was there. And I said, what is that material they use nowadays? And he said it was beet juice. So that's interesting. You know, it's harmless, I guess. Good for the environment. Doesn't eat your wheels up if you get a leak. I didn't know that. I didn't know what they used. When I saw it was clear liquid, I assumed it was calcium. But he said it was beet juice. So I suppose if you got hungry enough, you could suck a little juice out of your tractor tire and make stew or something. I don't know. Anyway, wonder how this is going to work out. There we go. Thank you, darling. You're a real sweetheart.
Well, don't order yet, folks, because it just keeps getting better. I'm getting a flat on the doji lack. When I get it in here on the rack, I'm going to have to pull that off and take it in, get it fixed. It's a slow leak. And then I walked out of the shop this morning and I noticed this. My 39 Ford headlight lens is busted, obviously. Another thing on my list. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go get a job somewhere just so I can get some rest. All this time off is about to kill me.